Here we have a PS4 motherboard that was mailed over for repair. Right here. And the customer mailed over the ticket info along with what looks like an HDMI connector. The customer left notes on the ticket and also on the board. In the last video I posted, I mentioned how I hate to see a lot of notes on one device. We have notes on the ticket. Why do we have to have more notes? And a lot of viewers were not happy about that. They said, what if a customer included few notes? Just read them. So we're going to go ahead and read both notes, the one on the motherboard and the one on the ticket, so we can save the world from complaints. And customer wrote, I broke off the HDMI port to see if it would unsolder. Just 4 pins left. And if we go over to the ticket, I was unable to unsolder damaged HDMI port and resolder new port. I have replacement HDMI port. And that is the reason why I complained about having too many notes to read. The ticket description is more than enough. Anyway, let's take a look at the connector and see what's going on. What's nice about this board is we have all 19 pads. Not even a single pad is missing, but we have to work with the corners. We do not know if the pins are still broken inside. Let me flip the board, take a look at the back. And it looks like we may still have the legs broken inside the holes. No problem. The first thing we're going to do is apply low melt solder so we can lower the melting temperature of unleaded. That way it's easier to clean the holes. Without low melt solder, it's going to be a nightmare. And it's going to take a lot of heat to work with the holes, especially when you are working on game consoles. Now we're going to apply hot air and attempt to clean the holes. It's going to be a lot easier because we have low melt solder. And we're going to do this. We're going to use our 3 hands today. One for the wick, one for the soldering iron, and one for the hot air station, which is currently off, so I need to turn it on. Look at this. We were able to wick all the solder off the hole. And we did not even use hot air. Just low melt solder and a wick. And of course the soldering iron. So it looks like we're not going to use our 3 hands today. 2 is enough. Let's get rid of the glare. Very nice. We just removed 2 broken legs. And we're going to do the same here. And the same thing here. Awesome. Now let's use our 3 hands. Wick, soldering iron, and hot air. That's 1 hand. That's 2. And that's 3. And we're done. The holes are clean. Let's flip the board. Be right there. In just a moment. What's going on?
All right. I have a question. You know, my phone was broke, and then it was working, and then I called.
Now that the holes are clean, let's go ahead and also clean the front. We're going to basically apply leaded solder on the front pins, and then we're going to reflow the connector over the pins. All right, and we're good. Every single pad has leaded solder on it. And now we apply a fresh layer of flux. Grab the customer's connector, since he already sent one. And the connector is taped from all sides, So we're gonna end up damaging that connector while trying to take it off the paper. Great. Now the magic part. We're gonna reflow that connector by applying heat. We're not gonna solder the connector pin by pin, but we're gonna reflow the connector. We see solder liquefied and out. How much heat are you applying? 550 degrees Celsius. How come the connector is not burning? Because you have to practice. You have to know how far you should be from the connector, where you are pointing hot air, when to pull out. Let's check and make sure all the pins are solid. 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 All over. Solid. And every single pin is super solid. And just look at the soldering of the pins. We did not use our hot air. We did not use our soldering iron. We did not burn the plastic. And the connector is better than factory. Flip the board. Let's do the back. Just a tiny bit of solder mask, UV mask. Just like that. Great, perfect. Let's apply Flux. And we're gonna apply solder. Let's apply some more because we're gonna apply hot air right after this. And why don't we get rid of the glare so we can see better? Now we're gonna touch up on the joints to make them look nice and round. Just like that. And just like that. And like that. Very nice. We are done from the back. And the back looks awesome. You see, the reason we applied UV mask is so that solder does not flow over down to the bottom here. It doesn't really matter if solder did flow over, but it looks a lot better like this. The end result is a lot better. Let's go ahead and clean the front. Better than factory. Great, we did it. Soldering looks amazing, front and back, and we are done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.